I'm gonna make a video right now while what is it, OPTIC and United just got done playing. And let me see, what map should I look at? Explaining all OPTIC needs to do to win. Arsenal's a good map. I'll just add some bots for fun. And then here. Okay. So what OPTIC needs to do is nobody but Damon, Thomas and Brandon should talk, like, at all. If you notice in that last game, the game 4 hard point on frequency, where they closed out, what is it, the losers bracket game against United. Like when, so compare the control game against, or compare the control game to that hardpoint game. Like when Damon's stats are good, OPTIC does very well. It's like you can see the round end, you know, way in advance. But when let me say when then in the game 4 hardpoint, when Ian's stats started to improve, Damon's plummeted. Like, I think he started out, what, like 3-8 or something, while Krim was like, I don't know, 16-6 or some shit. And like, pretty much, I mean, Damon is clearly the most, like, naturally gifted, you know, player I think competitive has ever seen. But I mean, Tej and Brandon both could, you know, like, be the next kind of Damon type players. But you, alright, what was I saying? So, pretty much what they need to do is, like, Krim is clearly, you know, a very smart player, but I think he lets his ego get in the way when they start to, like, you know, get on a run, start frying people, and he thinks that he knows what's best for the team, and so
ruin neutralized.
He starts, you know, telling everybody what to do. You can kind of hear him, like, assert his opinion stronger in
enemy down.
In scrims and stuff, like when they stream their scrims. I think Slasher has the same problem because what Austin's obviously really smart guy, engineering degree from, like, I don't know, some school in California, and
Firebreak smoked.
But like so he knows what he's doing, but when he tries to coach the team, they don't do as well. Hence why they, you know, won so many, like, you know, he won a lot of events when he was playing with guys like JCap or guys like Looney on Rise last year. But compare that to when he was playing with, what, Kyler and Temp and Nick at the beginning of World War II. They couldn't do anything, even though those are some of the most talented players, like, ever, gun skill wise. That's Kyler and Temp. So, what I was gonna say is, just let Damon coached the team in scrims. Like, OPTIC doesn't need a coach. Damon, like, knows everything he's doing. Think about their IW champs run. Compare, like, the middle of the IW season to the
Ready to deploy disruptor.
to the end of it. Like when Damon, he made that video where he brought out that notebook. I think he maybe he either posted this or streamed it after he was dropped or after they won champs. I can't remember, but he was explaining how he realized that the teams that were beating them were like teams like Luminosity, and Envy, where teams would just play around their main NV4 player, let everybody else fly in front of them, bait, and just let the NV4 player clean up.
UAV available for tasking.
And don't worry, I'll write all this out for a Reddit post later. I just didn't want to lose my train of thought because I have to be somewhere in a few minutes. But really, like, I mean, there's a reason why I think there's no debate that Damon's the GOAT. There's a reason why, like, Dr. Disrespect considers him and Shroud the best gamers ever, because clearly they're too smart to be, I mean, like, they're smart enough to not just play video games. It's just that's what they make money doing and provide for their families doing. And so if guys like Krim, Slasher, Austin, etc. just like drop their egos and listen to the clearly highly intelligent players on their team and play around those guys, easy dubs, right? I mean, really, like, Damon, Thomas, Brandon all have ice in their veins. Like, you can see it, why they play. Well, Brandon's also just a freak. I mean, so is Teach too, but I mean, they're all freaks, like, talent-wise. But, like, just compare their movement to the movement of a guy like Scump, or who else plays super cracked? A guy like Scump, or a guy like here. Let me show an example. So you see Pristini, perfect example. So a guy like Pristini, you know, is always YY, and say he's running up to this guy here, he might get caught YYing. Excuse me. Are you gonna shoot me?
Zero down.
Anyways, what was I saying? Pristini, yeah, Kenny, like, these guys get caught YYing because it's like a nervous tick. Da-da, 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 da-da. But Karma's gameplay, and Brandon, like, has both of these things, and I think Tej does too. I haven't really watched his perspective enough, but, like, it's so smooth. Like, you know, you can see them literally track people and know exactly where they're gonna be. Simp has it too. Like, watch step when elevator is in use. I wonder what does this board say? Easy to validate light. Hello, thermal response. Data update results to SMS. Is this scratch? I think this is scratch work from the devs. This looks like a rough outline of a sketch of how one would code. Yeah. I think this is just an Easter egg from the devs. They probably literally were sketching out how they wanted to design a map took a picture of that board and it, you know, added it to it. Anyways, I'll condense this down into words later, but I gotta run right now. Whoop. Whoop.
Enemy hacker is attempting to breach our systems.
Like, you could read Damon's. I remember, I can't remember who against. I think it was on Throwback. It was on Throwback in the bowling alley. It might have been against Cap or somebody. He just literally like turned, tried, and just like looked briefly, and then went back, and then I don't know. I think it was the S&D game, or I don't know. He had to rotate back to the underpass, like the bike path. I don't know what did they call that street on the right side of the map if you were spawning by the not baseball field side of the map. I don't know. Pretty much, in short, teams need to let the team. Look at that. That is a nice detail. They did a good job making this game.
MTC is dry. Give it all you got.
Need a target.
Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. Let me just fry a couple guys real quick. I'll post this on the CompCod subreddit. Sorry. Nice shot. Alright. That's it.